Hola, Glenn here. Going through more subscription boxes. Now we're getting into the pricey ones. So a couple more to go. Today we're going to talk about GeekMeBox as it rattles around. GeekMeBox, it goes for about $30. It's the priciest one that we've done so far. So we're going to go through it. The thing about GeekMeBox is, even though it's 30 bucks, it doesn't have as many items as you're going to find in some of the other boxes, but it also doesn't have as many of those little throwaway trinkety items that, to use a term I used last video, doesn't have a lot of those, this is just thrown in for good measure items. Most of the items, there's only 6 items in this box, but just about all of them are what we call premium items. So let's start going through it. First off, guess what? There's a shirt. GeekMeBox likes to do a lot of mashups. In fact, a lot of these boxes do these mashup items that will blend 2 different characters or 2 different worlds. For instance, in the last box I reviewed, it was all about Game of Thrones and gaming, and they kind of combine those 2 things. Well, they do that a lot with GeekMeBox as well. So, and a lot of the shirts. So this one is a mashup of Loki and the Joker, right? So for those of you with, that are very observant, you'll notice that the t-shirt I'm wearing right now is also a mashup of Loki and the Joker, Jokey. Now this shirt came in a past, I think it was a loot crate. This one I think is even cooler as far as a mashup of the Joker and Loki. Really nice artwork. A couple videos ago I said too that I don't really like wearing shirts with people's faces on them, but this is definitely different. This is something that I would wear because it's very cool, very dark, very artsy, and it's a good quality shirt as well. So that's the t-shirt, very nice. All right, Bane Figure. This is a collectible little action figure deal. Not much to say about that. Bane's a cool character, and these get sold in the store for a decent amount of money. So only thing I don't like about this is it took up a lot of room in the box. It almost got smashed. One thing for those that collect these kind of figures, the packaging and the card is really important. So they barely had enough room in the box for this. So my advice would be to take care, and because if it's not really much worth collecting in the package if the package is a little bit messed up. So that's a concern you can have sometimes, with things like Funko Pops and things like that, where the boxes are important. So if the boxes are messed up, then that kind of messes up the whole collectible. But overall, very nice. Probably my favorite item in this box, and this, as far as a theme goes, wasn't really a theme other than there was a lot of superhero stuff in it. Batman mug with a cape. Very neat. It has like a rubber thing around it so you can take the cape off if you want to, like if you want to put it in the dishwasher. But as soon as I got this, I threw it on my desk and it's holding all my pens. So I like this mug a lot. And these mugs with the imprints and the mugs with the graphic designs on them and the little things like this, they run a pretty good amount as well. So again, the money value is not really that important to me. What's important to me is it cool? Does that make the box worth it if I like it and I would use it or I would get some value out of it? And in this case I am, because I really like this. And apparently there's a couple different ones. I happen to get the Batman one, which is very nice. All right. As you guys know, one of my favorite items is a button. No, not really. Couple of buttons this month, but at least these are kind of neat buttons. One is Avengers. These would be buttons that I would actually, if I were collecting buttons, I would have them for my collection, and I could display them. Other things like the buttons that are advertising the box, or buttons with practically no design on it, wouldn't be that that interested in, but these buttons aren't bad. So this is Avengers, and then you've got the X-Men group there. So a couple of cool buttons. Again, I'm not much for buttons, but if I were collecting these would be the kind that I would want to get in a box. So I wouldn't consider these just throwaway buttons. And then the last thing is a print. Now this print is a neat print. It's kind of spooky, actually. Kind of a Batman Joker print. And each time I look at it, I see something different that I hadn't noticed before. It's very detailed. But what is always the problem with these prints that come in these boxes? They're creased, they're folded a couple of different times. They're not really something I could display. What am I going to do with this? Am I going to tape it to my wall? I'm not a 10-year-old. You know, what am I going to flatten it? What am I going to do? So, again, this is a very neat print, and it's actually a good advertisement for the artist. The artist has some stuff up on Etsy that you can order from him. But again, this is something that's cool to look at for 5 minutes, and then what's going to happen? I'm going to put it somewhere where I'll never see it again. So again, I don't mind the prints that much, but I wish they figure out a way to have them to come in a little bit better shape. A couple of them were okay this month, but you know, we had one that was completely folded in half, and then this one was just kind of part rolled and part folded in the box. Again, the box is too small for this. You know, same with the Bane figure. You know, they could have easily had a bigger box with the same items in it, and everything would come in better shape. But oh well. And then you've got the card that has everything on it. It also has the information for the artist of the poster. The thing about this card, it says everything that you've got on it, but it's not very interesting. It just lists everything that's in the box. There's nothing on the back. There's no teaser. There's no witty little phrasing or anything. It's just, this is what's in the box. Here you go. And that's it for the box. You know, it was a good box in the fact that the items that were in it, the premium items, were really nice items. This mug, the Bane figure, the t-shirt, which is awesome. But aside from those 3 really premium items, I didn't get much value out of it. Now, it's a $30 box. Did those 3 items make the box for me? You know what the mug and the t-shirt did? Bane figure is cool enough, but you know, unless I'm going to pay $20 for a shirt and $10 for a mug, I'm not sure this box was quite there for me. If I collected buttons, yeah, right? Or if I collected the figures, then yeah, definitely worth it. I think I'm probably going to stick with this box at least another month because I want to see what they have in store. I see a lot of great other reviews on the YouTubes from past boxes and this month's. So I'm going to stick with it and see what it looks like next month. So overall, okay box. I liked the premium items. And you know, I think just about worth the $30. But generally with these boxes, you want more value than you could just. If I went to the store and I got the mug and the t-shirt, might cost me close to that 30, but not exactly. So overall, you know, decent box that I could definitely see myself subscribing to again. That's it for this particular video. As always, please like, subscribe, comment, and share, particularly the subscribe part. And then check out my blog at middleagedkid.com. It'll have pictures of all the items and a little more in-depth review of the box in general. Other than that, we will see you next time. Thanks.